Okay, good evening. This is Debbie Davis. It is July 20, June 23rd. Okay, so I I am just touching base on a few different things. Um so I did get out of that place. Okay, so I don't know why John's sisters freaked out. Okay, I was there. They knew I was there helping John. John is their brother. You would think that they would respect the fact that I was there helping their brother, but they didn't. They are very greedy. Greedy. You know how some families get during these times when the parents pass, and I mean it's all about, they wanted to move in there. They wanted, apparently, one of the sisters wanted to move in the house. I was unaware of that. Okay, so, and as soon as I found out that John was not coming back to the house, John has another house in Tennessee. So, that's where he was, and he was checking on that house. So he wanted me there to bring in the mail. I did the lawn and different things like that. And we were waiting. It was like in the probate process. And so, but his sisters started freaking out on me and they didn't like that I was there. But I was, helping John with his mom before his mom passed. But it just became really ugly between John and his sisters. His sisters are very nasty. So anyway, I did get out of there. I did get all of my stuff out. I was never there as a tenant. I was there as a guest. Okay. And so, they're trying to say, oh, you need to leave now. As soon as I found out John wasn't coming back, I started packing my stuff up. There was no reason to even have the police involved at all, or the courts or anything. It was ridiculous the way this was handled. Okay. And I don't appreciate it. And it was, that's why I just flat out came out and talked to the police and said, I have never been a tenant here. I'm not on any kind of lease here. I was just helping John because he was injured while he was taking care of his mother. First, he took care of his father before he died. Okay, he was a full time caregiver, even though he has his sisters here, but they don't help at all. Um, then he was the full time caregiver for his mother before she died without any help from his sisters at all. Okay, and then, you know, and then so I come over and I try to help, and then they start harassing me. I mean, it's just a very, very dysfunctional, greedy situation with a family, as at the end of this, during this process. And I was kind of wrapped up in the middle of it. And so but I did get all of my stuff out of there. And so anyway, I'm just doing this video tonight. I'm still finishing this book, which is very interesting, that I just want to touch a little bit on. And I just wanted to, talk on a couple of different interesting points about this book, that are relating to the times that we're in right now. I mean, okay, so it says in Ezekiel, I recommend everybody reading Ezekiel 38, okay? Because it definitely talks about this war about Gog and Magog, okay? And that's, I believe that this is, I believe it, well, it basically says that there's going to be some countries that will go after Israel, is basically who it is. And Gog and Magog, it's like, who is Gog and Magog? Well, we're not really sure. Okay, and then it says that they're called Sheba and Dedan and the merchants of Tarshish. The young lions thereof shall say unto thee, art thou come to take a spoil? Hast thou gathered thy company to take a prey? Sheba and Dedan are ancient names for the people who populate modern Saudi Arabia, the merchants of Tarshish. Okay, this is talked about. It doesn't say, it doesn't, I'm not saying that this is who's going to go to war against Israel, but it's saying something regarding this in Ezekiel 38. Sheba and Dedan are actually the people of Saudi Arabia right now. So they are considered the merchants of Tarshish. According to this, the young lions of the merchants of Tarshish, refers to the offspring or colonies established by the merchant of Tarshish, or apparently Saudi Arabia, I guess. So this is something that has never been explained to me until I read this book. Okay. So, and it talks more about the woman of Babylon here. Okay. Well, basically it's this powerful woman. I told you who she was, she's the, it's a spirit. It's a spirit of Lilith. It's a spirit of Isis. It's a spirit of Jezebel. Okay. With whom the kings of earth have committed fornication, and habits of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Okay. It's like a lot of people have gotten rich from her, and so there will be, some people saddened, basically, you know, far off the fear of her torment, for in 1 hour in thy judgment come. Okay, standing afar off from the fear of the torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man shall buy her merchandise anymore. Revelations 18:9-11. The economic progress of the entire world will be due to Babylon the Great. We are, the United States is considered Babylon the Great. I mean, we are the last Babylon. Okay, the nations have enjoyed the prosperity afforded by her natural resources. Okay, achievements and strength of her currency. Okay, but it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end because of the sins. All of the sins. Okay, the Babylon has been a golden, and it also talks about this in Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that has made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. A lot of nations are mad what is going on right now with just the whole economy and things like that, right? Jeremiah 50:37. A sword is upon their horses and upon their chariots and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her. Jeremiah 51:13. And thou shalt dwellest upon many waters, abundant in the treasures. Thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. Okay. Okay. Because the Lord, okay, Jeremiah 51:55. Because the Lord has spoiled Babylon and destroyed out of her the great voice. When her waves do roar like great waters, a noise of their voice is uttered. Jeremiah described Mystery Babylon as speaking with a great voice. Voice was prestigious and regarded. Okay. Yes. This is a powerful woman. It's not like I'm saying that she's not a powerful woman. Okay. Mystery Babylon. Great woman, judge her, for she is a wayward nation. The great woman called Mystery Babylon is destined to be destroyed. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the God put their hearts to fulfill this will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. Okay, these are talked about in, like I said, Jeremiah. All right. But she's destined to be destroyed, so, okay, and then I just want to finish with a couple other things here. Without law and order, a nation cannot survive. This is actually the words of Hitler. Believe it or not. Okay. That's what he spoke in one of his speeches. Okay. And in the 1940s, I want to talk. In the 1940s, we had a lot more manufacturing here and things like that. So, okay, so in the 1940s, the United States hit its peak and possessed a great percentage of the world's riches and than any other time in history. During this period, America had 3 times as much gold reserves as the entire rest of the world. We produced 60% of the world's steel, 73% of the world's cars and trucks. We produced 51% of all gasoline used around the world, and owned 67% of all telephones on the earth. Americans owned a much higher ratio of radios, refrigerators, freezers, washers, air conditioners that are considered luxury items to other people on earth. Okay, so that was in the 1940s. Okay, so then, but the thing that happened to us is that we, sin came in. Like, we have free porn here, free, these video games are very violent, and they're really messing with the brains of the young people. Things like that started destroying us. Okay. So basically, I just want to end it with a few different points here. And I'm almost at the end of this book, but this is just okay. So Matthew 5:14. We are the light of the world. Light overcomes darkness. When the righteous are in authority and people rejoice, then the wicked beareth rule, people mourn. Okay? The only thing that is necessary for triumph over evil is for good people to do nothing. Okay? I have talked about this before. Okay? So it's up to us, basically, to step up and take a stand. It's not like we haven't been through this before. We've been through this level of evil in the 40s, and now it's here. So, we just need to make a stand. We need to learn from our history. So that's just the point, that this book is making. We haven't. Our young people are not being told the correct history. So I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to teach some of it here, and remember and remind us what our true history is. Okay, so that's what I'm doing in my videos, and I have done my best to serve. Not only when I was in the military, but I've continued to serve. So, it's all of our responsibilities that live here in this country to do our part. Okay.